said once before playing here, his team went up court. He said it's like watching them ride off into the sunset. They might not come back.
Turnaround jumper from Andre Riddick is good.
Riddick just came into the game for Rodney Dent. Dent had missed a few games because of an ankle injury and did not start the last game. Riddick had a super game against LSU, and now he comes in very quickly.
82-65 victory over LSU that won the SEC tournament. Riddick had 15 points and a bunch of boards. Nicola off the mark with his jumper, rebounded by Kentucky. Mashburn is feed to Prickett.
Good defense by Derek Suber because of the fact he kind of gave a jab step to Jamal Mashburn. Mashburn didn't know where he was going to go, and that's where the travel came from.
So the turnover, the second by the Wildcats. Just underway here, live from Nashville, Tennessee. And miscue, Suber unable to hold, almost stole it back from Brown, Dale Brown. Now off to Travis Ford.
Brown, the best defensive player for Kentucky, guarding Suber.
Brown lets a jumper fly for three, in and out. He is a good long-range shooter. It's rebounded by Jabbar Jones, the sophomore from Plainfield, New Jersey. Deion Haynes, the freshman, controlling play for Ryder.
Haynes at 5'9", going down, setting a lot of picks down low for his teammates.
Jabbar Jones missing the layup, got the follow opportunity and lost control. Prickett down deep for Mashburn. Mashburn backs his way in, tries to pull it up, and he's fouled. As you can see, no benches along the sidelines. Instead, there's one at each end. Kentucky is to our right, wearing their white uniforms. And behind the baseline at the other end, the cranberry uniforms of Rider College.
And you have to make sure it's cranberry.
Absolutely. Apparently, Mr. Rider was in the cranberry business. So that color is quite distinct and carefully described as cranberry. Mashburn missing first free throw opportunity.
Mashburn only 68% from the line.
Gets the second, 5-3 Kentucky lead. Kentucky pressing as expected. Suber comes back to help Nicola. Suber into the lane, now feeding underneath for Jones, and he lost control. Riddick got a hand on it cleanly.
Well, Kevin Bannon a little upset that nothing being called, and when you get the coaches down on the baseline, again, it's tough for them to talk.
5,880 the enrollment at Lawrenceville, New Jersey, on one of the two campuses of Rider College. They play in the Northeast Conference. Derek Suber, the main man, he was the league MVP, outstanding player this year.
And the first year for Rider to be in that league.
Mashburn is fouled underneath. Jones pushing. Second on him. Kentucky, the larger school of the two, of course, 24,000. And one of their famous alumni, Pat Riley, coach of the Knicks, alumni of the Lakers. Rick Pitino went to college at UMass. And they are a good three-point shooting team, as you can see, averaging 10 hits a game.
Jones really has to be careful. Jabbar Jones has got 2 fouls, and he's their biggest guy in the middle. Mashburn just kind of backs you in with his body. That's 3. It's a tough matchup for Jabbar Jones, who his older brother named him after Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when he was born. That really hurts Kevin Bannon and the Rider team because he's their big post player inside, and you can see how strong Mashburn is, just using his arms, holding off Jones, and then he just takes him one-on-one.
Al Flowers has come in for Jabbar Jones, who leaves with his third. Riddick. Andre Riddick. Deion Haynes. Quickly the other way. Suber lets it fly, but he traveled, setting up for a shot. Didn't like the call.
Well, he just shuffled his pivot foot a little bit.
Third turnover by Ryder. 7-3 Kentucky lead. Wildcats have Jeff Brasso in the game, number 14, a junior from Houston, Texas. And there is Jabbar Jones setting it out early here.
16 minutes left to go in this first half. It definitely will hurt Ryder as far as inside play.
Dale Brown shot off the iron, and we have a timeout on the floor. 15:54 to go. First half, 7-3 Kentucky.
Coors cut a non-alcoholic brew tastes so much like beer, it'll fool them out. For the taste of beer, let the cutter flow. Your body knows the difference, but the mouth don't know. Oh, taste Coors Cutter. Your body knows the difference, but the mouth don't know. Oh, taste Coors Cutter. Your body knows the difference. Cutter tastes like beer because it's brewed like beer, but the mouth don't know.
I want to find out. I want to find a way out.
High-performance cars, luxury performance cars, family cars, light trucks. If you've got the car, Michelin's got the tire.
Unlike other teams competing in this championship, we don't mind sharing our game plans with you. In fact, we're planning on going all the way. It's your money.
Perspiration's okay when you're playing tennis, but not when you're close.
If a guy smells, it's such a turn-off.
Get a little closer with Arid, the anti-odor antiperspirant that helps keep you extra, extra dry.
Yeah, I trust Arid.
Saturday, the woman Raven loves is being stalked by an ex-con.
Thank God her, Jonathan.
Can Raven save her?
We have a warrant for your arrest.
When he's behind bars. Raven, Saturday.
Well, the coach has been receiving quite a bit of attention this year is Bernadette Locke-Maddox, who is an assistant to Rick Pitino at Kentucky and doing her job on the bench tonight. She's an outstanding recruiter, according to the head coach, and also real tough at practices, according to the players. She was an outstanding player herself at the University of Georgia and also coach at Georgia before coming to Kentucky. A steal. Riddick underneath. He's got it. 9-3 Kentucky lead. 6 points for Andre Riddick.
Pressure defense by Kentucky is really tough to get through for Ryder right now. They've had a few turnovers, and Kentucky's taken advantage of it.
Al Flowers in for Jabbar Jones, and Suber has his rejected.
That's the first shot that Suber's really gotten off. He had one earlier, but they called him for a travel.
Travis Ford lobs it inside for Riddick, and he is checked from behind by McCullough, and McCullough will get the foul. Chris McCullough, their best defensive player. They probably have him on Mashburn at least part of the time. They started out there with Jabbar Jones, and Jones in early foul trouble.
Well, you just don't know how long Kevin Bannon can keep his team in a man-to-man, especially with lob passes. If they're not going to be able to rotate down below, they might have to do something differently on that zone, but we know how many three-pointers Kentucky likes to take against the zone, too.
Riddick gets two, the sophomore from New York. 11-3, Kentucky. Brasso got a hand on that. Inbounds pass from McCullough. So it'll be Ryder ball again.
Kevin Bannon said that Deion Haynes, the freshman, really had to have a big game, and he's finding out what the pressure's like against this defense that they're putting on.
Ames for McCullough, and then feeding Penix. 11-5. underneath, and the foul this time on Flowers.
Well, obviously the officials have already established what kind of fouls that they're going to call down low with Jamal Mashburn getting the ball inside. He's just backing guys up, and they're really almost not getting a chance to get any kind of position and hardly any bumping, but Ryder is going to have to adjust to those calls.
Rodney Dent back in for Riddick. Dale Brown outside with Travis Ford. Rasso in for Dent. Ryder comes down with it.
Kentucky really doing a good job as far as against this man-to-man of Ryder's team, going inside to their big guys.
Suber had it knocked away by Brown. It'll be Ryder ball. Well, they haven't had to do much in the way of bombing away so far, but they have unloaded as many as 44 in a game.
Well, the Bronx knew they were going to go up against Goliath as far as the boards were concerned, and there's one thing that I'm sure Rick Pitino is not happy about is as far as team getting a little too fancy. Sometimes when you can play teams that aren't quite as talented as you get a little lazy and not do the fundamentals.
13-5. Haynes. Good ball handling. Flowers. Flowers in difficulty in the key, and he traveled.
A lot of intimidation down low for the Bronx once they get that ball inside. And you talk about point spreads also. Kentucky has a game where they won by 61 points, and that was kind of a revenge factor against Tennessee, 101-40, where they had gotten beaten 78-77 against Tennessee. So they can put a lot of points on the board.
Ryder the other way. Haynes. Nowhere to go. Brown for Mashburn.
Kentucky just keeping that pressure on the Riders. Bronx, and they just are very frustrated right now. Only one shot at the basket. They're still running their motion offense. Suber really has not had an opportunity to touch the ball that much because of the defense of Brown.
Haynes in and out.
Good shot by Haynes. They're not falling for the Bronx.
Rasso for Brown.
It's a nice pass by Jeff Brossow over to Brown, and Brown, great concentration as far as finishing the shot off.
17-5, Kentucky lead. Jamel Martinez, a junior from Miami, into the game, giving Mashburn a rest. Brown at the line. Rebounded by Brasso, 19-5. And the foul called on Travis Ford. Haynes. Flowers, and Suber can't keep it inbound. Well, out in Tucson in the West region, a couple of upsets there. You see George Washington over New Mexico, and a big one, Southern, the number 13 seed, over Georgia Tech, number 4. And they'll meet each other Sunday in round 2 from Tucson.
Ryder still in the man-to-man defense. Kevin Bannis told us yesterday that if they go into that small lineup because of foul trouble, that they'll go into a 3-2 zone. They haven't done that yet.
Ryder has Pete Wasco in the lineup, number 44, 6'11" sophomore. And they go right through him. Dale Brown. 4 points for Brown. 21-5. And Haynes, the speedy freshman, up court quickly. Cola to the boards. He's got it. Kentucky gives him no rest. Quickly down court. Martinez lob into Dent. Wasco got a piece of that. Good pass from Haynes. Mark Wilcox won't drop for him.
The basket sure has a lid on for Ryder. They're getting some good shots. It's just not dropping for him. Nice pass by Ford.
Dent by himself. 6 points for him. Dent and Riddick have split the center time for the Wildcats thus far.
Ryder a little tired defensively, not getting back, because offensively they're working so hard to get a shot off. But by the time they get back down on defense, Kentucky's already back down to score.
Nicola from Haynes makes it 23-9. Martinez, Brasso, Ford, Dent, and Brown the lineup for the Wildcats. Martinez inside, and he's got it. Nicola, Wasco, Haynes, Suber, and Wilcox for Ryder. Remember, Jabbar Jones on the bench with 3 personals. That's Haynes. Drop for him.
And Kentucky will keep this pressure on. Ryder concerned about being outmanned. They have been.
Dale Brown misses. Martinez fouls Wasco. We have a timeout on the floor with 10:38 to go in the first half. Kentucky rolling 25-9.
Dave Thomas is making a new chicken sandwich for his favorite customer, his daughter Wendy. Introducing Wendy's Monterey Ranch Chicken, a whole breast filet topped with cheese, but not just any cheese, Monterey Jack. Then he whipped up her favorite dressing, creamy ranch loaded with bacon. It was so good, he kind of hated to give it away.
Wendy, it's ready. Oh, well, I guess I'll have to eat it myself.
Try Wendy's new Monterey Ranch Chicken Sandwich.
Dad, is it ready yet?
If you think you've seen some steals tonight, wait till you visit your Oldsmobile dealer. Because you can now get a Cutlass Sierra with a V6, air, cruise, tilt, AM/FM cassette, and driver's side airbag for just $14,995. Don't push your luck. It's your money.
This is Larry. This is his package. While Larry sleeps, the UPS Total Track system works round the clock. Tracking any air or designated ground package. It even records the recipient's signature. So now, anytime, Larry can get the status of his package in seconds. Larry doesn't work around the clock, but his delivery company does. UPS, the package delivery company more companies count on.
Burt Reynolds talks with the Quaker State team.
Hold on. I got to get my name on the car. My fans are getting restless.
No room.
How about on the Big Q?
The Big Q stands alone. It stands for quality.
You can't get better protection.
No other oil beats Quaker State.
How about right here?
No way. Red doesn't like to be crowded.
My fans are getting demanding.
All right. We'll go get the painter.
You must have had a hard time finding the painter. Nothing beats Quaker State. It's one tough motor oil.
If your spouse was accused of poisoning your child,
I didn't kill my baby.
would you believe she was innocent?
I never stopped loving you.
Lisa Hartman Black, Without a Kiss Goodbye, Sunday.
Cindy Bannon can still smile here in the first half. The wife of Coach Kevin Bannon of Ryder. She was pregnant with their baby boy, Thomas. The team was 1-5 early this season. After the baby arrived, Ryder arrived, went on an 18-5 run. Right now, the run has been all Kentucky's, 23 points to 4, and they lead 25-9 with 10:24 to go in the first half.
They call him the Irish Rebel at 2 months.
Ryder arrived here on St. Patrick's Day, and Coach Bannon said there's got to be at least one Irish saloon in Nashville. He found it, a place called Mulligan's. There was a line around the corner, so he said an Irishman knows how to do this. He went around to the kitchen and persuaded somebody inside with a bit of the green to let him in so that he could properly celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
How could they resist? And hear a little Irish music.
27-9. Delk. 0-0 in the game for Kentucky. From Rhodes. Wildcats have Roderick Rhodes in the lineup. Freshman from Jersey City at forward. And Tony Delk, a freshman guard from Brownsville, Tennessee.
Well, a pretty good game for Dent to come back in and kind of get that ankle going. He's already got 8 points.
Now Dent gets a rest. Mashburn, Martinez, Ford,
nice play.
Delk and Rhodes, and Wilcox.
Nice out of bounds play.
29-11. Mark Wilcox, a junior from Milltown, New Jersey. Good three-point shooter, and they are going to need some of those. Travis Ford hits for three.
I think Ford was just biding his time. A little shoving match going on.
Technical has been called.
And a technical this year counts as a personal foul.
Against Wilcox.
I didn't actually see what happened, but Wilcox was not happy. Felt he probably got bumped.
Well, so Wilcox has just picked up a technical for reasons unknown at this point. Mark Wilcox of Ryder, Travis Ford at the line for Kentucky.
Well, it not only gives Wilcox his first personal foul, where Ryder would have had the ball out of bounds. Now Kentucky gets 2 free throws and they get the ball out of bounds.
Travis Ford for 2, 34-11. And Ryder with Wasco, Nicola, Tim Penix, Deion Hames, the freshman guard, and Subert, their lineup. Rick Pitino, Ford, Rhodes, Mashburn, Delk, and Martinez.
Ryder so far in this first half just having a tough time handling the pressure defense that Kentucky is throwing at them, and then offensively Kentucky just able to drill that ball down low to players like Mashburn, Dent, and Riddick.
Penix picks up the foul. Every time the ball comes into Mashburn and he makes a move at the basket, he's being fouled.
Well, he is just so strong and just has great moves down low.
Kentucky on a 32-8 run and shooting at 68%. Both. Kentucky pressing Nicola on the inline. Gets it into Penix. This is Deion Hames, 5'9" freshman from Trenton. We've seen his speed and ball handling ability. By Travis Ford. This is Suber. They've been unable to get him on track. He feeds Wasco. Pete Wasco, a sophomore from Whitehall, Pennsylvania, their biggest man at 6'11". Martinez from outside. 7 points for Jamel Martinez.
Hames really has not been bringing the ball up against his pressure defense. You see the bigger guys doing it, trying to take some pressure off of Hames and get involved in the half-court offense.
Suber, short.
Brown got a piece of it, or I should say Delk.
Rhodes came up with it, and now Travis Ford for three. Ford shoots 53% from three-point range.
NCAA Women's Final Four, April 3rd on CBS.
Just because you got 2.3 kids. Just because you got a house, a lawn, and a mortgage. Just because you're now a responsible adult. You still know how to have a good time, don't you?
The new Grand Am Sports Sedan.
Jim was going where no man had ever gone, into the darkest jungles of Malaysia.
You find it, Jim?
Yeah.
Thought you could use a cold one.
Great. Ice cold O'Doul's. Not alcohol, and hey, only 70 calories. Just right for a true adventurer like Jim. Jim was going where no man had ever.
When you want the refreshing taste of beer without the alcohol, think O'Doul's. It's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer.
This symbol outside means you have the standard inside that an entire library of software has been written to. The Intel microprocessor. Think of it as a library card that lets you run the software of today and tomorrow. So check out computers with Intel, the computer inside.
Watching the NCAA Basketball Championship on CBS.
Tim Ryan and Ann Myers in Nashville, where the top seed in the Southeast Kentucky rolling 42-13. 7:51 to go here in the first half. Ryder ball. Nicola will inbound it. Kevin Bannon worked his lads over during the timeout, and a good pass all the way to Penix, but he is stopped right there by Roderick Rhodes.
Well,
Rhodes.
Kentucky has really come out and set the tempo of the game right from the start off the tip-off as far as attacking, offensively going down low, and then defensively they've controlled this game so much. On a break situation like that, they're knocking balls out of the hands of the Ryder Bronx, and then on that press, they're really having a tough time, the Bronx, getting it past half court and then setting up in their half-court game.
Aims for Suber, and Suber lets it fly. Derek Suber, the authentic star of the Ryder team, averaging 22.6 a game. Finally hits one from outside.
And the only player in double figures for them.
Rhodes out for Martinez, and Martinez hits. 10 points for Jamel Martinez. Rick Pitino giving him a lot of time in this first half. The junior from Miami.
That's where the Wildcats was just so tough. They beat you from everywhere. Not only three-point shot, but down, inside, low. They attack as far as off the dribble. And they have so many weapons from everybody.
Foul inside, called on Penix. Kentucky ball. Kentucky all-time in NCAA tournament play stands third in victories with 56 behind UCLA and North Carolina. Their 34th NCAA tournament appearance, and they have won 5 championships, second only to UCLA.
I tell you, North Carolina, Kentucky, and Duke all are going to surpass that 62, I think.
Looks
the
like
UCLA holes right now.
Martinez goes to the Kentucky bench. Brown on the line. Brown, Ford, Riddick, Mashburn. And Roderick Rhodes. Wildcat lineup. Nicola clears that board. 46-16. Kevin Bannon with a tough time now as they turn it over. Brown made it. Dale Brown over Penix.
Brown going down again. And I tell you, had great concentration on following through on that shot. Roderick Rhodes getting everybody involved. A lot of Kentucky fans here.
Well, yes, they estimate 10 to 12,000. This place holds 14,600. They're real good at getting tickets. They work the Vandy fans, and they even called Rider College, and Kevin Bannon answered the phone. There was Kentucky guys looking for some of the Rider tickets.
Kevin goes, we have a real good budget. I'm answering the phone.
Rejection by Riddick.
Well, they had a shoot around here yesterday about 20 minutes worth because they had a practice earlier, 2 hours worth. And so Rick Pitino said, well, we're just going to shoot around because they had 5,000 fans show up for it.
Kentucky had worked out earlier at another site, a hard 2-hour practice, not taking Rider for granted. You don't want to go out in the first round, especially the number 16, 48-16 lead.
You see the down low defensively, Riddick going high to block that shot. He had 9 blocks in that LSU game.
45 on the season coming into the tournament, and that's in part-time play with Rodney Dent. Junior Brady, number 23 in the Wildcat lineup now. Brady, a senior from Jacksonville, Florida. Ashburn misses, gets his own rebound, misses again. How often would you see that?
Ashburn patting his
rebound.
rebound.
From outside, he missed again.
Patting his rebound instead.
Yeah. Ames in traffic, got out from the trees.
Brown for Kentucky just doing a super job on Derek Super as far as not getting the ball. That time he does get an open shot. He's hit 2 3-pointers for them when he's wide open. And he's really working hard to use those picks.
38-19. Rose 2 feet inside. And Brady connects.
Good strength by Brady following up.
Ames trying to go all the way, but Mashburn too much for the 5'9" guard. Rhodes, bad feed right to Suber.
Well, I think he thought he was going to release off that post position.
Suber badgered by Dale Brown. Well, coming up following our coverage of this game, Wright State and Indiana, Coppin State, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Utah. That'll be from here, and UCLA and Iowa State. All first round action, completing the first round tonight. 50-19. Jared Prickett, his shot blocked. Penix comes up with it for Ryder. Off for Hames. And Hames lost control. Good recovery, though, by Flowers.
Every time Raider thinks that they see an opening, all of a sudden it just closes as quick as that.
Suber watched by Prickett. Looks the baseline. He's off the mark. Rebound Riddick.
The three-point shot really is not in the repertoire of the Ryder Bronx. And you can see Kentucky just lets them shoot the ball from the outside. The thing that's frustrating right now, you see the foul by Tim Penix, kind of grabbing. There's Flowers, but they're going to call it on Penix. You see the ball get inside to Andre Riddick, and he just gets his head grabbed, and there Penix says, oh, I think I'll grab it again. And Riddick was not too pleased with that. They're going to call it on Flowers, not Penix.
Rhodes at the line for the Wildcats. And Penix gets a rest on the Ryder bench.
So Flowers picks up his second personal. And instead of Penix getting 3, he still has 2.
They were both there together, and Flowers got the nod from the officials. Riddick on the line for Kentucky, not Rhodes, and Riddick missed the first one.
Riddick only 40% from the free throw line, but he's improved. He was 26% last year.
Ames gets the play from Coach Bannon down at the end of the court. Remember, the team benches, one on each baseline. Flowers, McCullough, there's Suber with a shot. Won't go. Prickett rebounding.
And Derek Suber has had to work so hard to get open that he's rushing his shot a little bit.
Whistle before the basket by Riddick. And McCullough picks up his second foul, and Riddick at the line again.
Well, in this case, it obviously has not hurt Kentucky either. It's been very fast-paced in the beginning of this first half, and now a lot of fouls are being called, and a lot of times when it's a close game, it slows things up because you have to stop play because of the free throws. But with Kentucky in this kind of lead, they're happy to be at the free throw.
51-19. Riddick shooting well from the free throw line. That's been a weakness of his. He's 80% in this game. And we're down to 2:53 to go first half. Kentucky 52-19.
This is a Goodyear AquaTread, and this is a gallon of water. At highway speeds in a rainstorm, Goodyear AquaTread pumps a gallon of water every second, thanks to its computer-designed Deep Groove Aqua Channel. It channels water away as you drive to keep more of the tire in contact with the road for outstanding wet weather traction. It's only from Goodyear, and it comes with a 60,000-mile tread life warranty. The all-season AquaTread. Try a set. We like to say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
Yeah, I looked at the BMW and the Lexus. And? I drove this. The power, the handling, the control. It was incredible. Really? It's got leather, ABS, dual airbags. It's even supercharged. I could have spent a lot more on the BMW or the Lexus. But why? What is this? The new Pontiac SSEI.
We are driving.
Very nice.
Excitement, Pontiac.
Once you discover that Kellogg's Frosted Flakes have always been fat-free, you may find they taste even better. Fat-free Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
They're great. Wake up.
Yes!
Hurry up. Run. Drive.
Don't drive angry.
Just do whatever it takes to get the family to Groundhog Day. Rated PG at theaters now.
Pizza Hut.
Oh, great!
Your other pizza.
Oh, another one! Salad?
Yeah, and you also get...
Let me guess. Dessert.
But that...
Get 2 medium pizzas, a salad for $4, even cookies. Dinner for $4. Just $13.99. A great reason to stop and smell the pizza.
You forgot to pay me.
Kentucky with a 33-point lead, 2:53 to go. Kevin Bannon, he's going to have to be the coach of the century here to get his team to keep going here into the second half. Digger Phelps, speaking of coaches, and now a CBS commentator, played for this Rider team. Well, played a little bit back in 61-62.
Nice uniform, Dig.
Another turnover by Rider, and they make him pay. Prickett. Rick Pitino thinks this young man is going to be an outstanding player. The freshman from Fairmont, West Virginia, 6'9". Another turnover, the interception by Dent. Dent, Mashburn, Brown, Prickett, and Brady, the lineup for the Wildcats. And Mashburn inside. 7 points for Mashburn.
Well, the thing about this Kentucky team, too, it's everybody talks about Jamal Mashburn, and we all know what he can do, but look at the extra passes that everybody's making and getting everybody involved. And that's what makes them so tough, is because, you know, everybody is a threat.
Ames trying to force it inside off the foot of one of the Wildcats. We've got 1:53 remaining, and at the half, Prudential Securities with Jim Nance and Bill Raftery will take a look in live at some other games in action tonight in the first round. Michigan, Coastal Carolina on our lineup tonight. Top seed in the West. Wilcox for Hames. Hames with the Redwoods there, got no chance to get that off.
Well, Hames at 5'9", he saw him all there, gave a great pump fake. And I don't know why guys at 6'7", 6'10" are going to jump and try and block a guy at 5'9". All you have to do is stand there.
Dent fouled him, picked up his second. Travis Ford comes back in for the Wildcats.
Well, you see Hames drive that baseline. Good pump fake right there. And both guys, I just don't know why they jump at a guy that small. I think he was going to be sneaky or something down there.
Wasco comes back in for Ryder, and Al Flowers goes out. Wasco, the 6'11" sophomore. Hames at the line. He's an 84% shooter from the free throw line, and Martinez back in for Kentucky.
I would think that this is a good game for Kentucky in the sense that Rick Pitino is giving all his players a chance to play and kind of get a taste of the tournament. And also when the games are going to get closer, you would think if they're going to get closer with some of the other teams coming up against them, that those subs will be ready to play and have confidence.
Martinez from Mashburn. Brown, Ford, Mashburn, Martinez, and Prickett. Kentucky and Mashburn worked his way calmly right to the hoop. 9 points for him. Nicola for Wilcox. Wilcox hits. Junior from Milltown, New Jersey.
His mom and dad are in the audience. See the zone by Ryder.
Final minute of the first half. This is Dale Brown. (60-22).
Brown 9 points in the first half.
Ames sets up the Ryder play. Ames in a collision along the baseline. Started to drive, ran into Ford, and Haynes slow to get up.
Well, he got Travis Ford off his feet. Nice little pump fake right there. Drives to the baseline and gets kicked right in the face. But this is what I see a lot with guys. You know, you want to block the shot, and he gets a knee in the head, Ashley. And guys wanting to block shots all the time instead of playing good defensive position. And again, you got a guy that's 5'9". You shouldn't be leaping up in the air out of control. If you're going to go up, go straight up. That time, Ford was just flying right at Hames. Hames, 80% free throw shooter. See if his senses are all with him.
Hames all right at the free throw line and calmly knocks in the first one. He's had a great freshman year, 107 assists, 47 steals. Running the offense for Kevin Bannon and shooting free throws at 84%. 60-24. Yelkin and Brasso now for Kentucky these final seconds. Brasso lets it fly at the buzzer and hits. That's the end of the first half with the score. Kentucky 63, Ryder 24. Jim Nance and Bill Raftery will be along with the Prudential Securities at the half after this word and a message from your local station.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the first round of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Pizza Hut, who reminds you that any time's a great time to stop and smell the pizza. Budweiser, the king of beers, who reminds you friends know when to say when. And by Starter. Look for the stars, and you'll find Starter.
He scored only 1 goal his first season, but he went on to become the most valuable player in hockey.
Starter.
He was told he'd never start again. He came back to become the best reliever in baseball.
Starter.
Each had a dream, and when you start with a dream, where you end up is up to you.
Starter.
To celebrate Buick's 90th anniversary, we proudly introduce the 90th anniversary LeSabre. LeSabre has a proven reputation for quality and the highest pre-sale value in its class. Now you get all this Buick quality, comfort, and elegance at a special anniversary price. The 90th anniversary Buick LeSabre. Quality its competition just can't hold a candle to.
The game of basketball requires hard work, but you need to work even harder to succeed in life. Life is no game. Make smart decisions. Don't use drugs.
If you or someone you know needs help or information concerning drug abuse, call this toll-free number, 1-800-662-HELP. This message provided by the NCAA.
This is CBS.
It was 8 o'clock in there, right? Yeah. My truck wouldn't start. And the lights worked, but the engine wouldn't turn over. So I figured it must be the starter, right? Well, I went to AutoZone. They said, let's test it. Turns out it was okay. So we tested my battery and found that it just didn't have enough juice to crank it. Now get this, I didn't have to spend a dime, because they even charged my battery for free. Get out of here. That kind of service? Hey, you just can't beat it.
All right, you have to get on the team and play for keeps. That's the only way to grow, right?
Coach, what kind of team can little kids like us join?
Listen, let me tell you about Dollar Bill, this big white duck with his very own savings account. If you get on Dollar Bill's team, you'll get free gifts and the money you save will grow bigger and bigger. Join Dollar Bill's team. Your mom and dad can sign you up at any great financial federal office, okay?
CBS Sports presents Prudential Securities at the Hash. Sponsored by Prudential Securities. The most important thing we earn is your trust.
Well, welcome back to New York. Jim Nance, Bill Raftery, Prudential Securities at the half, a 39-point lead there for Kentucky.
I don't have any plays to help right. Just terrific team.
The biggest blowout so far in the first round, Duke by 35. Right now, let's check in on some games. New Orleans and Xavier. That's in the Midwest. Here's Dick Stockton along with Al McGuire.
Xavier with its biggest lead of the game against New Orleans. They've been on the hunt most of the time. And now Xavier with a lead, and Brian Grant, their leading scorer, has now given them a 5-point lead at 47-42 against New Orleans. The number 9 seed Xavier, 8 seed New Orleans, and this is a terrific game. Dick Stockton and Al McGuire at the Hoosier Dome.
Right, this possession's a character check. Checking on the guts and the determination of New Orleans.
Xavier is on a 7-0 run here, and we'll have a foul away from the ball against Michael Hawkins. That'll be the 15th foul against Xavier, and for Hawkins, that will be number 2 against him, as one of the 3 guards that Pete Gillen likes to use in the lineup.
Both teams have 5 fouls on each club, so they're 2 away from the 1-and-1.
Williams is guarded outside by Gladden. Feed inside, and Irvin Johnson. He's been quiet for a while, but Irvin Johnson now has 16 points to bring New Orleans to within 3.
Grant was neutralized that time because he didn't want to pick up his 4th foul.
Sykes, big banger who likes to take the shot every once in a while, gets it into Brian Grant. Good block by Irvin Johnson, out of bounds. It's still Xavier ball, but 5 blocks for Irvin Johnson.
All right, the
Johnson that
Musketeers lead the Privateers by 3. Let's go over now and check in on Syracuse. 6-point lead for the Aggies of New Mexico State. And here's Mel Proctor with Dan Bonner at the Carrier Dome in Syracuse.
With 9:01 remaining in the game, New Mexico State leads Nebraska 74-68. Senior guard Sam Crawford with 19 points and now 20 and 12 assists, leading the Aggies.
Story of the game has been offensive rebounding by both teams in the second half. 3-point shooting by each team this half.
Chubbuck goes back door, knocked away by Ware.
Chubbuck faked Dockery out of the way, but Ware was waiting for him.
Reed tries to get a pass into Ware, and Strickland steals it. See how quick his hands are.
Nebraska playing a 3-guard alignment. Oh my.
Strickland with some fancy ball handling. Strickland from the corner, but it won't go.
He hit 2 3-pointers in a row. He was obviously feeling it.
Danny Nee might win the best tie of the tournament award. How about that, baby, huh? At least the most colorful.
Well, I don't know. Take a look at Neil McCarthy.
He's got a nice one, too. The Aggies by 7, 8:14 remaining. Reed elevates. Got it.
And that bucket puts them up by 9, the Aggies. Now, the 1 seed's having no problem tonight, Kentucky, and that route. And Michigan just went to the half with a 19-point lead out west. Michigan, the 1 seed out there. Ray Jackson has 12 points for the Wolverines in that game. Now, Southern pulled off the shocker today out west, a 15-point victory over the 4-seed Georgia Tech, and they were dancing in the aisles in this one, Raph.
And why not? Outstanding performance, great shape. Ben Job's team in condition, capable of challenging the 10.
Leonard White slam it at home. They came back from 14 down in the first half. Major frustration for the enigmatic Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech. And here's what the coaches had to say. They're close, by the way. Listen to Ben Jobe.
I personally have mixed emotions about the game. I'm really happy for the school and for our team and for our conference, but I don't think friends should ever have to play friends. I don't like beating Bobby. I really don't like it at all. And he needs these games probably more than I do. I'm on my way out.
I just think mentally we got complacent. We really got complacent, and we stunk. We really stunk.
Yeah, I think that sums it up for Georgia Tech. What about Crimmins? Where's he going now?
Well, people feel he's been going to South Carolina. I think he changed his mind. This one will put him in a position, be indecisive. I think the family will decide.
All right, we'll get back to the second half. Kentucky leading by 39 as we continue on the road to the Final Four in just a moment.
CBS Sports presents Prudential Securities at the Hash. Sponsored by Prudential Securities. The most important thing we earn is your trust.
Sure, football is tough, but the toughest game of all is that of life. That's why the NCAA Foundation, along with the help of Anheuser-Busch, have offered grants through their Choices program. These grants are used to fund campus-wide alcohol educational programs to discourage underage drinking and encourage responsible decision-making in all aspects of the student's life. Working together, we can make a difference.
A message from Anheuser-Busch and the NCAA Foundation.
To celebrate Buick's 90th anniversary, we proudly introduce the 90th anniversary LeSabre. LeSabre has a proven reputation for quality and the highest pre-sale value in its class. Now you get all this Buick quality, comfort, and elegance at a special anniversary price. The 90th anniversary Buick LeSabre. Quality its competition just can't hold a candle to.
You are here. She has the traveler's checks here. That is a problem. Well, was. American Express traveler's checks for 2. The only checks either of you can use. Don't leave home without them.
Do you really want to play Division I college sports? Starting in 1995, if you want to practice, play, and receive an athletic scholarship as a freshman,
you'll need a minimum grade point average in at least 13 core courses in areas like English, math, science, and social studies, as well as a minimum score on your ACT or your SAT.
So a sliding scale has been developed that will permit a student who has a 2.5 grade point average in the 13 core courses to be eligible with a score of 700 on the SAT or 17 on the ACT.
On the other end of the scale, a student with a 2.0 grade point average will be eligible only if he or she scores a 900 on the SAT or a 21 on the ACT. Be sure to ask your coach and guidance counselor about these new requirements.
Get serious about your grades. It's never too early to hit the books.
This message provided by the NCAA.
A senseless murder one man vowed to solve.
You still think I did it?
Yeah, I sure do. Robert Conrad in a psychological thriller, Sworn to Vengeance, Tuesday.
At Nashville, Kentucky leading Ryder 63-24 at halftime in this first round game in the Southeast region. And we'll be back to Memorial Gymnasium with the second half after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship.
Do you want to fly where there are no runways? Do you want to swing where no one has swung before? Or do you want to surf where there is no ocean? And get yourself a Toyota 4Runner, because where you're headed, you don't want to be driving anything less.
You'd have to get up pretty early to find a company that works as hard as hurts to make you happy. Because from start to finish, we're behind you all the way. With freedom rates that are really low and free unlimited mileage wherever you go. Hertz makes renting so easy and trouble-free, you may not even think about the company behind the car, but the company is always thinking about you.
Hertz, we're America's wheels.
At the High Spot Cafe in Seattle, breakfast means cinnamon rolls with cafe latte and CBS This Morning with Harry and Paula. CBS This Morning, breakfast for your head.
Good advice on marriage.
You can't even make your own marriage work. It takes two people to make a marriage work, you idiot.
Good advice on divorce.
People have fun when they're married.
And then when they get caught, they wind up single again.
It's all about trust.
Are you accusing me of trying to lure your divorce clients into therapy?
If the couch fits.
Good advice premieres Friday, April 2nd. This is CBS.
Introducing the 90th anniversary Buick LeSabre, loaded for $18,999. Over $2,200 less than Toyota Camry. 6-passenger comfort, more trunk room, better fuel economy, power, everything. $18,999. One price, one incredible car.
Buick is leading the way.
The 90th anniversary LeSabre at your great American hometown Buick dealers. $18,999.
Save money. Insure both your vehicle and property with Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. With our new multi-policy discounts, if you insure your home, farm, or mobile home with Kentucky Farm Bureau, you'll receive a 10% discount on each auto policy you have with us. Plus, with Farm Bureau insuring both your vehicle and property, you get a 5% discount on your homeowner or mobile homeowner premiums as well. Start saving today with Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. All-around coverage, all around Kentucky.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the first round of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by the heartbeat of America's Chevrolet and your local Chevy dealer. ITT, when it comes to building business at ITT, we're adding more than just our names. And by Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
At Vanderbilt in Nashville, Kentucky, 63-24, playing very much like a #1 seed here in the Southeast region. Ann Myers, and you have to feel badly for Ryder, but of course nobody expected the number 16 to beat the #1. You want them to be competitive, stay close, but your impressions of Kentucky, what kind of impressions can you make on this game?
Well, they're just swarming defensive-wise on the press, and they're creating a lot of turnovers, also creating a lot of difficulty for Ryder to bring the ball into the front court and get into their offense. Not only in the press, but in the half-court game, they're having a tough time. Brown is doing an excellent job on Suber to keep the ball out of his hands.
Suber has put on a lot of mileage on his sneakers trying to get open shots, but he hasn't really had too many opportunities, and he's really the only guy that they can go to try to bring them back in this. Mashburn has not had to do a whole lot for Kentucky tonight because Riddick and Martinez have carried the scoring load, but we know what he's capable of.
Well, they've gotten the ball inside to him down low, and he's really been a force inside. He picked up 3 fouls against Jabbar Jones, which really hurt Ryder. And then you're going to see Martinez, who came into the game and hit a couple three-pointers for them. And he has been a big difference on the outside shot in helping the outside game for Kentucky. But I think Jabbar Jones getting in foul trouble early, and Mashburn created that.
Kentucky shooting at 62% from the floor, and Ryder at 38. There's just no way they can compete with those numbers. They've just got to crank it up somehow here in the second half. And Rick Pitino, I'm sure, will be happy to cruise through, but you can see the intensity on his face. It's only halftime. Kevin Bannon has his work cut out for him. Just trying, I think, to keep the morale of his troops up here. And we saw 2 or 3 shots of him in the huddle where he was really working the guys over, looking a little angry at them. And we'll see whether that has any effect here in the second half. Ryder starts with the ball, 63-24.
Well, the Bronx have nothing to lose, obviously, being down this much. And you talk about David and Goliath, and David certainly has not brought their slingshot in this game, but they got to get the ball up in this half, and they got to sling it up there and try and get as many shots off as they can. And there's Chris McCullough picking up his 7th point. Ryder going into that zone defense. That's how they ended the first half. Great spin move by Mashburn, just splitting the defense.
So Jabbar Jones has returned to the Ryder lineup. He left early with those 3 fouls, but they've got to get him back in there, and they have him starting this second half. There's an interception by Mashburn. And McCullough steals it right back and feeds Suber. 65-29. Suber resisting the dunk. Good judgment with the score the way it is.
Well, and he can get up there too. He wanted to make sure that we said hello to his mom back home.
Hi, Mom.
Jabbar Jones. Of course, we had an opportunity to meet the Ryder team yesterday, and they were all really friendly.
Coach Bannon brought the whole 5 starters over to say hi. Very delightful group of young men. They've had a great season, no matter what happens here. They are playing Kentucky, but they are still the Northeast champions and the tournament champs. 20 to go, and here's how things stand with those 2 upsets. Southern and George Washington getting their first tourney wins in the NCAA and the Atlantic 10 with 4 teams advancing. Atlantic 10 outdoing the Big East in this tournament. Big East struggling a bit this year, and Atlantic 10 perhaps a new power, wanting to be the eastern part of the U.S. Rodney Dent picks up his 3rd personal.
Well, maybe a lot of people overlooking them too. They don't get a lot of exposure, and that does not mean that they are not a good conference just because they don't get a lot of TV exposure.
Bar Jones missing the first one badly from the free throw line. Makes the second. Three points for Jones. Sat out most of the first half in foul trouble. Mashburn, Ford, Brown. Mashburn underneath. Feed from Brasso. 65-30.
Kevin Bannon, all he can do is sit and watch.
His team coming in here with 8 victories in a row, including the thrower over Wagner that got them here. Ford has it stolen away by Haynes. Well, this kid has got some feet, but he is rejected by Dent. And Travis Ford to Brasso.
Well, they wanted to get that lob.
Ford for three, in and out. McCullough rebounding. Penix, McCullough, Hames, Suber, and Jabbar Jones. The starting five from the beginning of the game out there for Ryder. Rick Pitino continues to run in Wildcats one after the other.
Ryder, as far as his offense is concerned, nice shot by Hames that time. The defense not going up to block the shot, but in that motion offense, they don't really have any player. They get the ball at the top of the key or around the top of the key, and they're looking to pass rather than pulling up for a quick jumper.
Ashburn inside for Dent. Puts it back for Brown. And Brown's shot is rejected by McCullough, but he picked up the foul, and that's number 4 on McCullough. Well, near the conclusion of tonight's game, Ann and I will select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team, and Chevrolet donates a $1,000 scholarship to the general scholarship fund of each school. Brown on the line for Kentucky. And McCullough with 4 fouls leaves the game, and Wilcox comes in, so they have to go to a small lineup here.
Brown only 64% from the line this year.
Brown from Mashburn, and Mashburn off the back rim.
Rodney Dent picking up his 4th personal with a little push-off.
Dent, the 6'10 junior from Edison, Georgia. Suber. Well, he's got a great looking jump shot. Hasn't had too many opportunities to unload it. 11 points for Suber.
3 of them 3-pointers.
Riddick. (69-35) Wildcats. Wilcox for 3. He can shoot that 40% from 3-point range. Pass out to Mashburn. Mashburn spinning inside, tripped over the defender's feet. And Jones up to Hames. Hames batted away by Riddick. With a timeout at 15:23 to go. Kentucky 69, Ryder 38.
There are cars with advanced engineering. There are cars that make you comfortable. There are cars that are well protected. There are cars that protect their occupants well. There are cars equipped the way you want. And cars that are easy to own now. Which one should be your new car? All of the above. Chevy Lumina Euro Sedan. Test drive a Chevy Lumina Euro today at your neighborhood Chevrolet dealer.
5 generations ago, our ancestors had dreams for us. They turned their dreams into our reality through hard work, devotion, and a revolutionary idea of their day, mutual life insurance. Introduced to America in 1843 by Mutual of New York, over the past 150 years, we've helped turn millions of dreams into reality. And we'll continue for as long as people continue to dream. Mutual of New York, money for life.
can have a great beef dinner in no time at all. Well, almost no time at all. Beef. It's what's for dinner.
With ITT Financial Resources, ITT's automotive division developed traction control, engineered advanced wiper systems, and pioneered anti-lock brakes. And we plan to invest $2.7 billion in the next 5 years to make cars even safer. If you've never thought about who makes the parts in your car, maybe it's time you did. ITT. We're adding more than just our name.
Lee Horsley.
I think he sent us.
Investigates crimes of passion.
You let that monster back out onto the street.
His life on the line. Bodies of Evidence returns Friday, April 2nd.
Tim Ryan with Ann Myers in Nashville, where the #1 seed in the Southeast, Kentucky, romping over Ryder 69-38. Ryder ball. This is Haynes, the freshman. Opportunity to throw it up in there, but outside he lets it fly and it won't go.
Well, he got out of that lane pretty quick.
Sure
didn't he?
did. Yeah, he's had a lot of disappointment in there, to say the least. Not for lack of effort on his part. Ford.
Kentucky looks like they're getting a lot of shot opportunities, just kind of taking their time. Mashburn took advantage of an opening.
15 points for Mashburn.
But he's really looked to get the ball to his teammates. Try and get the ball down low, or Ford when he had that cross-court pass.
Jones kicks it out for Haynes, who sets up another play.
Well, Andre Riddick has sent some of those shots away, and that's why Jabbar Jones kind of hesitated.
2 men on Subert. Drive, and that shot is short.
Got bumped a little bit.
Riddick. Wildcats with Mashburn, Riddick, Ford, Delk, Tony Delk, the freshman 0-0 from Brownsville, Tennessee. And Jeff Brasso.
Really been impressed, too, with the way Kentucky's kept up the intensity on defense. There's a nice pick right there by
Ford.
Jones. 2 picks.
Wilcox. 73-40. Wilcox has 9 points on the game. Travis Ford took a pretty good shot there again in that blind screen.
Well, Jones trying to communicate to Penix off the switch, and Penix just got caught standing. Nice pass inside to Mashburn. He just puts it down.
35-point lead, 75-40. Suber misses.
Kentucky has scored 108 twice this season. Their most points.
Jeff Brasso, 7 points for him.
Ryder only able to get 1 shot off this Kentucky defense. Sometimes they're lucky to do that. Kind of high percentage shot that Kevin Bannon would like his team to take, but when you're up against a defense such as Kentucky's.
Well, Haynes tried again. Once again, Riddick was there to swat it away. Delk from long distance, no good, but a foul underneath. 11:58 remains. Kentucky 77-40.
It's not just a high-performance tire, it's a Michelin. So it does things ordinary tires just can't do. the XGT series from Michelin. Because so much is riding on your tires.
5 hours in a balloon, how romantic.
5 hours? What about my diarrhea?
Don't worry, honey. I brought the Fermitine.
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer. They keep going and going.
A small touch, a certain look. It's the little things that are worth the most. Which is why every Delta faucet gives you more than you'd ever expect for the money. Giving you the money for those things you can't even put a value on. Delta, the way water is brought to life.
The higher you go, the more power you... Chevrolet, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Living, no better way to face the day.
Non-stop days need Speed Stick. Its 110% protection against wetness and odor lasts all day. Speed Stick.
No better way to face the day. By men.
Thursday, April 1st. Don't miss the show critics say is better than LA Law used to be.
Jimmy getting shot is no coincidence.
Picket fences, moving to Thursdays.
Well, there are the Wildcat cheerleaders, four-time national champions, 85, 87, 88, and 92. They'll be defending their title again this year in San Diego. The college cheerleading national championship. So success on the court and alongside the court.
And we're going to see another team, Pitt, after this game against Utah, and their cheerleaders, the women, are the two-time defending champions.
Kentucky with a 77-40 lead and a steal from Suber by Delk. Riddick, Mashburn, Rhodes, Delk, and Brown. The Wildcat fivesome. Delk in traffic, feed, and Riddick all alone. Andre Riddick has 16 points. He had 15 against LSU in the SEC tournament final. The 6'9" sophomore from New York.
Well, that was an exclamation mark.
It was. Came into the game averaging just 4 points a game. Of course, he's been sharing time with Rodney Dent in that center spot. Dent has been the primary starter this season.
Loose ball right there in the middle. Ryder almost comes up with it.
Delk for Brown. Rhodes return feed for Mashburn. Javar Jones rebounding. Chris Harrison, pardon me, not Chris Harrison, P.J. Watkins. Watkins for Ryder, number 3. Sophomore from Elizabeth, New Jersey in the ball game.
You know, yesterday North Carolina had a big win, and Duke in the last 5 years are opening games. They've done very well as far as kind of blowing the 16-team seed out, and Kentucky kind of doing the same thing, but it really gives your team an air of confidence going into that second game. You see Ryder trying to get the ball inside and going up. Peter Wasco, and that's the 8th block for Kentucky in this game.
Delk at the line for Kentucky. Martinez returns to the lineup. Rhodes, Delk, Brown, Martinez, and Riddick. As Mashburn gets another rest. And Delk hits. And now Rodney Dent comes in for Riddick. And he gets a standing ovation from the Kentucky faithful, and they are numerous here tonight in this capacity crowd of more than 14,000.
Well, he definitely is a crowd pleaser. We talked about that LSU game. He had career highs of 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 block shots.
16 points for Riddick, leaving the game with 9:35 to go. Derek Suber. And the follow by Jones misses. Suber again.
Nice pass inside. Jones just loses control, and he's the one that lost his footing, and they're going to call a foul on Robert Rhodes.
First on Rhodes.
Kind of incidental contact.
Andre Riddick, another successful game for him.
Only a sophomore, 6'9".
Suber won't drop for him. Wasco tipped it to Jones. Mark Wilcox outside.
Ryder again just passing on the outside. The defense, you've got to attack it. And it's easy to say because Kentucky is such a tough defensive team with big bodies. Another offensive rebounder for the Bronx.
Suber coming up with Wilcox's miss.
First time all game long they've had like 4 shots at the basket in one possession.
This is P.J. Watkins. Feet underneath to Jabbar Jones. 80-42, 5 points for Jones.
Kentucky crowd wanting something to happen. Kentucky's got Brown down on the other side, never came back on defense. He was tying his shoe.
Brown driving and chips. Brown never got down on offense. He was trying to tie his shoelace.
And he still went down.
7:56 to go. 80-42 Kentucky.
The NCAA Women's Final Four, April 3rd on CBS.
The available anti-lock brakes on the new Geo Prism can help you negotiate driving hazards during hard braking. And every new Prism comes with a driver's side airbag, which we'd also be happy to demonstrate. But you've seen all that before. Besides, why ruin such a beautiful car? Get to know the newest Geo Prism, at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
We exercise, we eat right, we even quit smoking. So, hopefully we're gonna live longer. Maybe a lot longer. Then one day it hit us. Have we saved enough to live to be 80 or 90 or maybe even 100 years old?
Lasers. Satellites. Cellular data networks. What exactly are we preparing for? UPS introduces Total Track, the only tracking system that can confirm delivery of your air and designated ground packages coast to coast in seconds.
Was signed for at 9:26 this morning by Mr.
The arms race may be over, but the package race is just heating up.
This is friction. Metal grinding on metal. Friction can wear your engine down. Friction can shorten its life. This is Pennzoil, the friction-fighting motor oil that protects more engines than any other motor oil in America. Choose Pennzoil. Use Pennzoil, and you'll get quality engine protection in each and every drop. Pennzoil. Performance, protection, quality.
You are watching the NCAA Basketball Championship on CBS.
Well, a couple of these tournament records are approachable in this game. 7:56 to go, 80-42 Kentucky. And that most three-point field goals established last night by Duke. That's being threatened. Most blocks is being threatened, and who knows about points. That's points by one team. That was UNLV back in 1977. The first round game, they rolled up 121. It's 80-42 Kentucky.
Kentucky already has 8 blocks in this game as a team.
Ames, Wilcox, Jones with 4 personals, Nicola. The lineup for Ryder as Suber has his first rest of the game. Tim Penix, the 5th Ryder player out there, 80-44. Martinez. And Martinez, good follow. 82-44. First round action here in Nashville, seeing the top seed Kentucky in the Southeast rolling over Ryder, 82-44. 6:53 to go in the second half.
Well, Kentucky has really taken this game over from the get-go. Their defense has been tremendous. Their man-to-man. Ryder has had such a difficult time getting any kind of shot off, especially in the inside. Derek Suber has had a tough time touching the ball, their leading scorer. Suber's got 11 points in this game, but defensively and offensively, Kentucky's just dominated.
Junior Brady.
Nice rebound.
Brady gets it back, and that'll count. Good feed from Brasso. Rick Pitino's used a lot of folks out there, and they've all played well. Riddick on the bench with 16 points. Mashburn has contributed mightily, but hasn't really had to be the main man. Dent gets a rest.
You know, I'm looking at the scoreboard. I think it might be wrong. The last 2 points that they gave to Ryder was when Kentucky scored. They've got kind of a makeshift group over there because all the Vanderbilt people have left. So I think they kind of gave the basket to the wrong person, the wrong team.
Well, we'll check the scoreboard again with our official stats people. The scoreboard shows 85-44. Kentucky shooting at 62%. There you see Mashburn with 17 points and 6 rebounds. And the crowd is responding to a substitution about to come in. Todd Svoboda is very popular. We'll tell you more about him. Meanwhile, McCullough with the ball for Ryder. Most of this 14,600 crowd here at Vanderbilt is made up of Kentucky fans, as you might expect. Not too many from Lawrenceville, New Jersey making the trip.
And they know the story behind Todd Svoboda.
Jabbar Jones. Todd Svoboda, the senior from Cincinnati, Ohio, will be coming into the game. 6'9" senior. Played at Northern Kentucky, and he is a transfer to Kentucky. A chemical engineering student, a walk-on at Kentucky, who simply said, I want to play for Kentucky. It was my boyhood dream. He was a good player at the Division II level.
Well, he was the number 3 all-time leading rebounder, number 10 all-time leading scorer. So he has left his mark at Northern Kentucky and did not have to sit out a year because academically, going into the chemical engineering, he did not get an athletic scholarship.
Rick Pitino says there's nothing wrong with this guy's skills. We just got too many good players ahead of him. But he is just happy to be here, and he's getting his minutes with 5 minutes to go here against Ryder in this first round tournament game. Number 50. Also, Aminu Timberlake is out there, number 25. Pitino going deep into his reserves now. And Delk hits from the corner for 3. Timberlake from Chicago, Illinois, a 6'9" sophomore, number 25. Svoboda, number 50, the 6'9" senior from Cincinnati.
No, 25, no shot.
Foul called underneath. First on Timberlake. Rhodes, Delk, Svoboda, Timberlake, Ratty. Lineup for the Wildcats.
starters for Kentucky able to relax a little bit the rest of this game.
88-48.
And they had a tough practice this morning, too.
And yesterday. Tino makes it work, and it has paid off. Nicola won't go for him, and 3 Wildcats around the rebound. Delp comes down with it.
Good move by Rhodes on the baseline. Well, that foul on Chris McCullough. And he's going to foul out of the game with 4 minutes left.
That's 5 on Nicola. Chris McCullough, the 6'6" sophomore from Warren, Ohio. Real stalwart all season long on this conference champion team in the Northeast, the Rider Broncs. Well, more first-round coverage continues following this telecast. Wright State against Indiana at about 9:54 Eastern Time. Coppin State and Cincinnati. We'll follow that. We have Pittsburgh and Utah still to come here in Nashville. And a timeout on the floor with 3:59 remaining in Nashville. Kentucky 88 and Rider 48.
Imagine this is a sidewall of a tire. The whole idea is to keep the tread area in level contact with the road, or you'll lose traction, especially in cornering. Now, Goodyear has learned a lot in Turn 1 at Indy and applied that knowledge to Eagle street radials. In cornering, there's a lot of force trying to lift the tire, but Goodyear Eagle's racing-inspired sidewall design works to hold the tire firmly to the road. Eagle radials, only from Goodyear. We like to say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
There is a sound you can hear above the music, the sound of German being spoken by those whose passion is to live life. In your town, America, and the world, Beck's, the #1 imported German beer.
Now you can have a firmer fanny with the Fanny Sizer from Firmco. Just shake, shake, shake your way to a shape.
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer battery. It keeps going and going.
People that first come to Subway are a little surprised we don't have sandwiches ready, just fresh bread. That's so you can see your sandwich being made and tell me if you like onions, tomatoes, or even hot peppers. I'm not a mind reader, and there's lots to choose from. If your sandwich looks as good as it tastes, that's because Subway has a training center where experts like Mr. Pilchin teach us the art of making beautiful sandwiches. He calls himself an art teacher. I guess that makes me a sandwich artist.
Ask a sandwich artist to make you a 6-inch tuna sub, just $1.89 for a limited time at Subway.
A hospital is shut down and a doctor's dream destroyed.
I have to buy that clinic.
I can't give a loan to a single woman.
Dr. Quinn at a special time Saturday.
With absolutely no fear, we're advancing Kentucky into the next round. Their victory over Rider seems assured. And they'll hit in round 2 Sunday here on CBS. At the road to the Final Four. Rhodes connects 88-48, make it 90-48. 3:45 to go. Powerful Wildcat team beating up on the number 16 seed from Rider College, but Rider has had themselves an outstanding season, winning the Northeast Conference, 14-4 record, and the tournament over Wagner, buzzer beater by Derek Suber, getting their chance to play the number 1 seed. Coach Kevin Bannon offered all of the Vanderbilt fans who might be here a free hamburger if they cheer for his team. I don't think tonight it would have helped, but a few of them showed up with a banner saying they were hungry.
They did. He had his money out. 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Suber's not going to get it out. Oh, good pass by Suber, and a good job by Wilcox to put it up there. And a jump ball.
But the 45-second clock should go off because it needs to hit the rim, not the backboard.
Good call, Ann. Svoboda and Hames. That would have been an interesting jump if they had them. It's Wildcat ball on possession.
You would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, Hames at 5'9" and Svoboda at 6'9".
The back door.
Good feed from Svoboda.
Good eye contact by Svoboda and Delk, because Delk wasn't sure whether he was going to go or not. He kept going, and Svoboda saw him.
There's a steal. Ready. The #1 seed Kentucky Wildcats. A powerful display against Rider here tonight in round 1 at Nashville.
Kentucky has scored over 100 points 4 times this season.
Ames, Flowers, Wilcox, Jones, and Suber, the lineup for Rider. They lost Nicola to 5 fouls. Hames again in those trees. Picks it out for Suber, and he falls short.
Well, give Kentucky credit also as far as holding Suber only to 11 points. He's had 3 3-pointers.
Svoboda missed a hook shot. The crowd wants him to get one. Such a good story. The Wildcat fans really appreciate him. 5 fouls on Jones, and he will leave. DeVar Jones, a sophomore from Plainfield, New Jersey. And remember, there's lots more tournament action ahead here on CBS Sports tonight. Wright State in a similar situation as Rider taking on the top seed Indiana. And you'll also see Coppin State at Cincinnati. A lot of people like Cincinnati's chances for the Final Four.
Well, Indiana sure is going to be tough in Indianapolis.
Yes. Delk hits them both. Kentucky approaching the century with 1:30 to go. Watkins. And Rider gets to 50. That'll be Kentucky ball. Dan Collins comes in for Rider, a freshman from Middletown, New York. Getting his opportunity to be in the NCAA tournament this year for this final minute 6. Svoboda, jump shot, in and out. Again, disappointment from the Wildcat fans. 2 shots for Svoboda, but no points.
Well, Kentucky, coming out of that SEC conference, will play the winner of the Pitt-Utah game coming up. And Pitt, a little bit more physical than Utah, have some big guys inside. Utah, outside shooting team with Josh Grant. It's just going to be a tough matchup with whoever Kentucky plays, because Kentucky in this game, and again, Rider physically is not as strong as some of the teams in that Division I-A level, and you really see the difference, but it's tough to tell sometimes with a team like Kentucky as far as playing against a team like this, because they dominate so much. But Utah and Pitt, whoever takes on the Goliath, is going to have a tough game.
Derek Suber has left the game for Rider, and his final appearance, the senior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Final seconds. Congratulations to Derek Suber for an outstanding year, MVP in the Northeast Conference, and the man who made the shot that got him here, their opportunity to play the top seed. Delk, the final shot, and Kentucky has defeated Rider and advanced to the second round. Dion Hames is our Chevy player of the game from Rider. His effort inside and controlling the team. Jamal Nashburn from Kentucky. So for Ann Myers, I'm Tim Ryan saying so long. 96-52 Kentucky. Let's take you to Jim Nance.
Thank you. Later tonight, we'll look forward to your call to Pittsburgh and Utah. Kentucky wins 96-52, and mark that down as the biggest blowout of the first round, eclipsing Duke's 35-point win. We'll continue in a moment.
It has a powerful overhead valve engine, smooth 5-speed transmission, has the best resale value of any make, and comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. The cost, just $1,999. It's the John Deere 12.5 horsepower STX 38 lawn tractor at just $19.99. It's our lowest price ever.
There are over 11 million accidents each year. That's the best reason in the world to have a car with anti-lock brakes. And no one has more cars and trucks with standard anti-lock brakes than Chevrolet. Cars like Lumina Euro, Caprice, and Cavalier to help you stop accidents before they start. What else would you expect from the heartbeat of America?
You have better things to do than having to think about how much you're paying for long distance.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on this stuff.
So AT&T makes it easy. With the I plan, you get a good deal no matter how you call. No lists, names, or hassles. I is for simple. To switch to AT&T free, call 1-800-582-7800. I is for individual, only from AT&T.
So strong tonight, Raph. Devastating. The 1 seed's having an easy go of it so far as Michigan is all over Coastal Carolina. Let's get you there for the final 4 minutes with Greg Gumbel and Digger Phelps.
3:40 to play in the game. Michigan by 30, 76-46. And Michigan trying to eclipse their largest margin of victory of the year. Hart for 2.
Right now, what you're trying to do is to make sure you get no one hurt. I wouldn't be surprised to see Michigan go to the bench a little bit more. They've gotten what they wanted out of this game. They've had great intensity. And of course, Michigan's bench, when you talk about the next 4 to come in, they might start for most teams in the country, but at the same time, there's other guys that'll get some play action.
Bosco to the baseline, shot no good. Picked off by Mohamed Acha. There's a loose ball, and here come the Wolverines again. King, Bosco. That's an unusual miss for Bosco.
I'd say Weber.
Michigan lineup. So with 2:37 to play here in the first half. Mass substitutions. Leon Derricks comes in for Michigan. Boy, Michigan has just shot the lights out here. They have owned the backboards, and Ray Jackson has proven he can shoot the ball from outside.
Ray Jackson just put this thing right where it should be. In the beginning of the game, he hit the key shot to get this thing going, and Michigan's been on a roll ever since. Coastal Carolina struggling with their outside shooting. Never got in it. Michigan pounded the boards. Weber inside, Howard inside. And, of course, with Jackson making great plays offensively, the unselfishness of what goes on with Weber inside, they're just that talented. I think they're making a statement tonight. I think they've seen a lot of teams lose early, seeded teams like Arizona in the same bracket. To see a 12 and 13 seed win against 4 and 5 in our bracket. Michigan right now knows, hey, look, it's over with. We know what we got to do. We want that shot in New Orleans that Monday night, and we're going to get there. You know, when people are saying, well, there's 7 teams or there's 6, no. There was 1 plus 6, in my opinion, because no one has the depth and the talent what Michigan has. And I think as Steve Fisher went through this season, the games they lost, forget about it. Now it's knowing that they were there last year. Jalen Rose is going to be the key to get them back to the Final Four.
Final 2:15, and Steve Fisher is starting to empty his bench. Fife is in. He's number 11. down the lane, found himself open. And Coastal Carolina with the ball.
You know, when you look at Michigan, I see two weaknesses right now that really can bother them. One, obviously, is going to be foul shooting. And that becomes a mental thing, especially the last 2 minutes of key games. The other thing I think Steve Fisher's got to be concerned about is at times when they ball watch, because they're so good getting defensive rebounds, they do allow certain offensive players to get by and get that second or third effort. You can't afford to do that in the money games. So from that standpoint, if they can improve in those two weaknesses, keep their bench playing the way he did it tonight, in my opinion, no one should touch Michigan for a national championship.
Michael Talley takes a seat on the bench, and Jason Bossert onto the floor.
Yeah, this is crunch time, man. These are the guys that can't wait. You know, give me the ball, I'm going to shoot it.
Bosco on the drive, then it goes home. Bosco has 70, and the lead is 28.
I'll tell you what, when you look at Iowa State and you take a look at UCLA, the next game we have here, it's going to be an interesting matchup to see what can be done. Iowa State, I think, because they played them, have that edge of knowing what they're like. UCLA.
Jim Nance in New York, this West bracket appetizingly wide open now for Michigan, coasting tonight over the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina. Now, we're going to be sending some of you out to the start of the Indiana-Wright State game at Indianapolis. Bobby Knight starting off his 93 tournament. Others will be going out to the start of Coppin State in Cincinnati, that game at Syracuse. And the Pitt, Utah audience, if you're expecting to get that game, the tip time at Nashville is set for about 10:17 Eastern time. You'll at first get bonus coverage of Indiana and Bobby Knight. We'll get you out to those games here on CBS On the Road after this word from your local station.
In celebration of a new style of service, at home and abroad, we now embrace the colors of the world as the new colors of United Airlines. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
They were the perfect family, but in one horrifying moment,
My baby's not breathing.
a parent's worst nightmare would begin.
Did you poison your child?
No.
She was convicted of an unthinkable crime.
Take care of my son, God. I hereby sentence you to life without parole.
But when her second child became ill,
It's happening again.
That's the exact same thing that happened to Corey.
would it prove her guilty
Did you poison your son? Then who do you think did?
or innocent?
I didn't kill my baby.
Lisa Hartman Black, Cloris Leachman, Without a Kiss Goodbye, Sunday.
This is CBS.